Good morning from Charing Cross. I'm on the concourse. Behind me there's a smattering of people all here for an event, and if you look up by the departure boards there's a few signs and a few clues as to what's going on. As part of the Railway 200 celebrations this year, there's a very special train coming in to Charing Cross this morning.
But first I just need to bring you up to speed with Network SouthEast, which may just have been one of the greatest ever brandings of a railway sector. Known previously as London and SouthEastern, Network SouthEast was launched in June 1986 and lasted until privatisation in 1994, and will always fondly be remembered for its logo and the red, white and blue livery that was applied to trains, as well as station assets such as signage and clocks all over the network. It was run by director Chris Green, whom we'll chat with later, but first let's go and see the train.
So this morning, SouthEastern are very much getting on board with the Railway 200 celebrations, and they've got one of their network of trains, a Class 465, and they've painted it, and in the classic red, blue and white livery of Network SouthEast, one of their trains will be rolling in that livery, and it's basically a little bit of a celebration of all things Network SouthEast, and one of their trains arriving shortly.
Yes, the train was painted by Angel Trains at Doncaster Works a few weeks ago and has been down in Gillingham, where it ran in empty this morning into Charing Cross on platform 4. But before we go and see it, some people, including myself, have brought along their Network SouthEast memorabilia.
Craig.
Hello.
What's in your hand?
I've got my very own Network SouthEast network.
Where's this from?
I got it from the Network SouthEast Society in Planet Parkway a couple of years ago. Hasn't been out of the box yet, but today's the perfect opportunity to show it off.
Hang on, this is the first unboxing?
Yeah, the first unboxing.
This is Ed. Ed, what have you got?
I have a network sign made out of old railway tickets.
That's amazing. And you've got a sign as well, right?
Yeah, this is my little niche of a Network SouthEast map.
Oh, look at that.
So absolutely fantastic.
Look at that. So what year is this from?
1989.
The train is pulled in on, I think it's platform 4. Is it there? It's there. It's there.
Walking down the platform, you should note that modern-day accessibility requirements means that the doors do have to be a different colour, so that bit of the train isn't in Network SouthEast colours, but the rest of it is.
I'm just checking the number. I was sure, but I was double-checking. It's just one 4-car unit. Everyone's heard, of course, and they've all rushed down to see it and snap photos, and I believe there'll be some kind of official unveiling ceremony in a moment.
What we're going to do this year is reflect upon the proud history of our railways and the contribution that it's made to our communities, literally enabling them to live, to work and to grow.
There was a few speeches, and then the train was officially named in the ceremony, including the reveal by the old director of Network SouthEast, Chris Green.
Cameras at the ready, let's name this train.
You've got a train named after you.
It's great, isn't it?
And you honestly didn't know?
It doesn't happen every day, and it was a surprise.
It was a surprise. How does that feel?
That was great fun.
Okay.
Yeah, honoured.
And the classic, the livery, everybody loves the Network SouthEast livery. How did it come about? Who made this livery happen?
We had 100 days to choose a livery, so we found a company that specialised in design, went through millions of liveries, and this was the winner.
So do you remember some of the alternative designs?
Yes.
Do you still have those in like a secret folder somewhere at home?
No, not that clever, but they were all rather bland. All white, for example,
Really?
is just not realistic.
I mean, I honestly think it's one of the best all-time railway liveries.
You can't miss it, can you?
You can't miss it, I know, it's right, and it stirs up memories of me in the 80s and 90s travelling on these trains. Do you think SouthEastern should keep this forever? I think they should keep just the one unit forever.
I think they should paint the whole fleet in this colour. They can't do better, can they?
They can't do better. So launch day was in Waterloo, but I remember about a week later there was it a network day?
Yes.
And you could travel anywhere on the network for
It was indeed.
for like £2
yes.
or something.
Yes, it was. It's the
that-
first one.
Was that your idea?
And so many people went. We made it £5 next time, and they still all travelled.
Was that your idea?
Yes, yes.
And it did bring out people to the railways?
We never dreamt so many people would come out. And of course, everyone wanted to go to the Isle of Wight. and there's only one boat. So there were problems.
Okay, Chris, thank you for your time.
Pleasure. Nice to see you.
Pleasure to see you, and a magnificent train. Thank you.
Go for it.
Thank you. See you.
And then I realised that there's a brilliant opportunity here to use Craig's train to get myself an excellent thumbnail.
And then just bring that up a little bit. There we go. There's your photo. Looking good. Say, Network SouthEast. Network SouthEast. Really quick, this is John Till, Head of Information Delivery for SouthEastern. When I got to Charing Cross Concourse this morning, there was a moment of joy. I looked up and there was an old Network SouthEast clock which somebody had drawn. How did you make that happen?
So the boards are manufactured by Infotech. So we've got a great asset there with a RGB board that we can almost do anything we like with. So we spoke to the great folks at Infotech, and they were able to take a design of the clock they'd seen elsewhere and recreate it.
Because there's a couple left on Network, aren't there?
There are quite a few, actually, mainly at our London terminals, and there are some here at Charing Cross.
Sure there's one at Camden Street.
There is, and London Victoria as well. So fantastic. With fully flexible board, we can do with it what we want.
Is that just for today, or is it going to be the whole year?
It's going to stay until further notice, so hopefully for the rest of the year, the clock. But don't forget, there is the added bonus. So every time this fantastic train is in service, we've got something, some wizardry behind the scenes, that at the bottom of the board for that train, it will show the Network SouthEast logo.
So this morning they were all showing
Correct.
it. You're saying in future just the one.
Just the one. Just the one.
It'll know.
It'll know.
It'll magically know.
Correct.
I love it so much. The only disappointing thing, John, is that it doesn't make the clunk, clunk, clunk sound with every second.
Indeed.
So we could work on that.
We could have worked. We could have done that. But for anybody that was stuck on a station years ago and hearing that noise, it would drive people mad.
No, I think it's like a reassuring heartbeat.
Possibly.
Nothing's
impossible. And bearing in mind, we've got Network SouthEast's birthday coming up next year.
It'll be 40 years old.
40 years old.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do.
All right, thanks, John.
Lovely, Geoff. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it just occurred to me to come to the end of the platform where there's daylight. Under there, less daylight. So for the departing shot, we'll do it outside where it's actually quite sunny. That is the Network SouthEast liveried Network Class 465 train. It'll be around for the next few weeks, months, hopefully all year as part of the Railway 200 celebrations. Look out for it on the SouthEastern Network.